and fracking comes from the word fracturing, and what it is, well, you know, in 2000, when George Bush was president, he'd stolen it, for Christ's sake, and I hate that guy. He's so fracked up, and just completely fracked up, and other people might have gotten over that he stole the election, but I never did. I know we're supposed to move forward, but fuck, why isn't he? But apparently his oil pals they weren't enjoying the Mideast anymore. They're drilling over there because they were getting rules, and the oil was running out, so they were looking for other things to do. So they started, they just sold these things, and so that's when deep sea drilling happened. The famous BP oil spill. Spill, I love that. Spill. Now a spill is when you knock your coffee cup and then the coffee spills out. This was like a 2.5-month gusher. It was like the worst day on your period. Do you know what I'm saying? Not that I remember. I don't remember it, I don't miss it. I miss my period about as much as I miss George Bush. Where you'd sneeze and blow your tampon out. There's an idea in feminine protection we have not explored, I think. So you're walking down the street, some guy starts to hassle you, you just turn on him and go, beautiful. It looks like such fun. I just put them on now for just fun. I accessorize with it. And now BP is saying that 86% of that oil has evaporated. Yeah, when it's raining heating oil in Detroit. Then they did the deep sea drilling, then they did the tar sands. They're, burning the tar sands in Canada, and then now there's fracturing. And what fracturing is they drill a hole, they drill a hole down, and then it goes this way, and then there are things that go out. It sort of looks like Mitt Romney's family tree. Okay? And then they shoot water with all kinds of chemicals in it, and it busts out in this shale, and then am I getting too technical? And then the natural gas goes in, and then it comes up, okay? Woo, we're so thrilled. And then when they're finished sucking the life force out of that ground, then they send sediment in, right? And to make the earth firm again. Not so much. I mean, in Ohio, they had a 4.0 earthquake. Right? And we had an earthquake in New York. In New York City, we had an earthquake. It was very scary because everybody was going around, did you feel that? Which a lesbian never wants to hear. And everybody said it was the fracking that caused it, but my theory is that it wasn't the fracking. That earthquake in New York happened the same day that they dropped rape charges against Dominique Strauss-Kahn that turned de France. Now, I think this is a dangerous precedent. If you drop rape charges, and they do all the time, and it causes an earthquake. Hello, Planet Jello. That's what I'm saying. So we called it fracking. You've established that so much. You've established it. Can't it? We should move on. Interesting parts of the show. Or maybe you're just thinking, wow, I wish we had this on PowerPoint. Look at it later, maybe. But it is so fracked up out there, and a lot of people say to me, "Wow, you must have so much material." It's true. There's just tons of things happening day in, day out, and I can hardly keep it ahead. I actually had to hire 2 people to just go sift through garbage scours of material, huge piles of it. Again, I'm a job creator. And I actually got a a 100% rating from HRC. Thank you so much. I don't know why I didn't ask, but there's so much, and it's not just that there's so much information, it's like there's so many ways to get the information. It just makes you crazy. There's Twitter and blah and Facebook, and it's too much. And email is a depressant. Oh. Don't you feel it just never stops? Stop it. And when you put a stop and say, I'm out of town for the next week, they still send you stuff. I want it to be like, no, I'm not looking at it. Keep it going. And Facebook, I have a troubled relationship with Facebook and Facebookistan or whatever they are. And you know, they're having a new board. They have a board of directors now as Facebook goes into the next phase. There's not a woman on that board. That's different. That's the way we're looking at it. Way to go, guys. But I have a troubled relationship with Facebook. It's a kind of a love-hate relationship, do you know what I mean? And Facebook is sort of like a constant high school reunion. Sort of where shame and fame meet. And then it's all fed into the internet, where ADD, paranoia, and narcissism swim around. It's a thought system that we're just exporting throughout the world, and it's such a limited thought system. It's like very binary. It's very 0, 1, 0, 1, you know, yes, no, and there's more than yes, no. There's more, you know, either or. There's no both and. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just so binary, and it's basically based on a guy, a nerd from Harvard, who couldn't get laid. This is what we're exporting. Okay. This is another idea, maybe a topic for Wired magazine, not so much a series of jokes. I never know. And you can get the material. I mean, you get it in so many different ways, like there's iPads, and my gal got an iPad, which I'm very happy, but she had a Kindle, and then she had to get rid of that, so she gave it to me, and now when she's on her iPad, she looks like I'm working in Etch-a-Sketch. But she has the iPad, which is great, and she reads it at night. It's a nice little night light, and it's great, because I'm glad you got it, because it's just, and you turn a page, because she is a violent page turner. It's like, you're awake, so that's nice. And she's, you know, you gotta get everything, like I got the iPhone, I got the iPhone 4, not the 4S. I don't need another little gal telling me what to do. I got the iPhone, and I went to, we have a new Apple store in our neighborhood. It's beautiful. It's, we call it Temple Beth Apple. And I go in and I bring my iPhone 1, 0, whatever. It was the first one. And the kids gathered around. It's 5 years old. They were like, I've never seen one. I had my buggy tied up outside. I've never seen it. And I'm not great at it. I got an iPhone, and for a long time I was just taking pictures of my inner ear. And I felt compelled to send it to all my friends. Like, why is she sending an earphone picture again? I don't get that. And this is my hand. I know that, but you know, so my generation, I think, we try to keep up, don't we? It's really pitiful. Sometimes we don't do it well at all. But often after a show, people want to get their pictures taken with me, which is adorable. You can tell the age of the person, right? The older gals get their phones up and they're like, what could be bad? The kids come out of the show like this. Or my favorite. You know, everywhere. Liberation is breaking out. It's really been astounding. I mean, in the, we had Arab Spring, right? Which, I don't know if you've heard about this, but George Bush thought Arab Spring was a soap. And it is really amazing and very difficult to follow. I mean, because usually, you know, you don't know what the countries are. I mean, usually Americans don't know where the country is unless we bomb it. You know, so people were like trying to keep up, and it was just huge revolution. We're in a very tentative and difficult moment now because we've had the big, you know, it was a complete repudiation of the Bush doctrine.